Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Not Ladder Up, where I've got my round 4 match from the Midseason Showdown this past Saturday against my good friend, Danny. She's a player from the Virginia area, and she is a wonderful person, and she likes Giratina. So when I saw her team, come on, like it's no secret that she loves this thing. At at the actual tournament, she had Giratina fingernail design. She had a Giratina bow in her hair, so it's pretty obvious it was coming. I just didn't know really anything about Giratina. Actually, I've never really played one, but maybe once or twice, and I don't really know what they do. So I was worried about that, and I definitely saw that. Okay, she's got a Groudon, and I have a good matchup with Kyogre. When she sees that obviously I'm going to bring Kyogre, so I assume she's going to bring Thundurus, and I assume she might bring Thundurus Kangaskhan as a lead. So I really wanted to lead Thundurus Ferrothorn. Basically Thundurus, Ferrothorn, and Salamence. I like to mix those three with this team as a lead. So Thundurus Salamence is a good lead against Big Six with Ferrothorn in the back and Kyogre, because if they lead, if they lead Xerneas Smeargle, you can just, you can taunt, you can switch in Ferrothorn, it's no big deal. But if they lead Talonflame Kangaskhan, you still have a good matchup against that with Thundurus Salamence. So it's kind of like my go-to lead, but this time I decided to go with Thundurus Ferrothorn, and I'll try to remember what happens in this game, because this one was a doozy. This was a fun game. At this point, so this was a beautiful moment, because I don't get to have these very often, where it's the last round of a tournament. I'm already guaranteed to cut at this point, because at this point I'm the only person that's still undefeated. So if I lose the round, then I would be tied with everyone else for the highest. I would be tied with other people for the highest record, but I would be the highest rated person, so I cut. If I win, I'm still undefeated. I would cut anyway. So this game didn't really matter to me. It was against a friend of mine, so we were having fun the whole time. It was great. So she does lead Kangaskhan Thundurus, and at this point, if I remember correctly, I assume that the Kangaskhan is going to fake out Thundurus, so I go to protect it, and I don't remember what I did with Ferrothorn, actually, so let's let it play out. But she actually makes a pretty good switch into Groudon, and there's really, like, in hindsight, this lead of mine, there's really no downside to her switching in Groudon. Like, what am I going to do to Groudon with Thundurus out and Ferrothorn? The only thing I could do is if my Thundurus had HP Water, I could switch in Kyogre and do HP Water and do those shenanigans, but I don't have that. So this for her is really good positioning. And you see I do protect with Thundurus. I'm also trying to gauge what kind of speed she is with the Thundurus, but I know that I outspeed. Like, this is max speed Thundurus, so I outspeed, well, all of the Thundurus that aren't max speed, and I think I figured out that this is not max speed Thundurus. So here, I'm pretty sure here I went for a taunt, and I thought that the Kyogre switch-in was super obvious in the Ferrothorn slot. So I assume she's not going to go for like an eruption if she has it. She's going to go for a Precipice Blades. So I switch in Salamence, it's a 50-50 call. It's a bit risky, but I know I'll probably outspeed her Thundurus. I can taunt her Thundurus to prevent a possible Thunder Wave onto my Salamence switch-in, which would be terrible. And if I get the call right, then this is a really good turn for me. So that's what I'm going for. I'm switching in Salamence to intimidate her Groudon and get a better positioning. I get the taunt off, and I'm pretty sure she went for a Thunder Wave or a Thunderbolt. She went for a Thunderbolt right into Thundurus. So not the worst thing, really. It does a lot more damage than I'd like, but she does end up going for the Precipice Blades. So what do I do? I think at this turn I decide, all right, you know what? I assume that what can the Thundurus do to Salamence? Thunderbolt it, not a big deal. It can't Thunder Wave or Swag or anything. So here I'm pretty sure I Thunderbolt into her Thundurus and also Hyper Voice. I'm pretty sure that's what I was going for. And I thought, if the Salamence wants, if her Groudon wants to, it wants to Swords Dance or substitute. Swords Dance would be bad, but I thought I can do a lot of damage with Hyper Voice. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And if it is Swords Dance, she's probably got Fire Punch. She's got to pick what she wants to knock out. Not the biggest thing in the world. If she substitutes, again, I can still hit it with Hyper Voice. And I was thinking that her Thundurus really can't touch my Salamence. So I think that's what I was playing off of. I'm pretty sure I just Thunderbolt into her Thundurus and Hyper Voice. I'll have to see. Yeah, so I just Thunderbolt into her Thundurus. And this does a decent amount of damage. But then I see the Hidden Power. And I thought, Hidden Power what? And it's Hidden Power Ice. But oh my god, Salamence survives. I gotta tell you, I nearly crapped my pants when I saw Hidden Power come out. That was the last thing I would ever expect. You go back to VGC 2015, you assume every Thundurus has Hidden Power Ice. But that's the first time I think I've seen Hidden Power Ice on a Thundurus this year. So when I saw that, I was like, oh boy, I'm about to lose to this. But Salamence, being the beast that it is, hangs on and gets a ton of damage off onto the opposing Groudon. Doesn't quite take out her Thundurus, but luckily for me, she gets the substitute up, but at that range, I can still outspeed her Thundurus, and I can knock it out with a Hyper Voice. I can knock out her Groudon with a Hyper Voice if she wants to, attack with it. If she wants to switch in Giratina, it's going to take a ton of damage. If she wants to switch in Kangaskhan, it's going to take a ton of damage. So I think here I just Thunderbolt Hyper Voice, really. Oh, no, I decided to switch out Thundurus, that's right, because I want to preserve the Taunt and the Thunder Wave for the Kangaskhan and the Giratina in the back. So I thought this was a good opportunity to get Ferrothorn in, just pretty much for free, and I do. So basically a pretty free turn for me. I get my Ferrothorn in for free. I knock out her biggest threat, in my opinion, to my team, which is the Groudon. And now she can send in her Kangaskhan and Giratina, which I do see. And I don't know what this thing does. So let me just put into perspective for you what I was thinking here. So the fake out onto Salamence is so incredibly obvious. But I don't want it to happen. That's for sure. I really don't. So at this point I thought, it's probably too tempting for her to not fake out Salamence. So I could switch it out or protect it, but I'd rather just protect it, let it sit on the field for one more turn, and then let it go down the next turn. And the reason I want to do that is because this Giratina, the only thing I know about Giratina is that it has Shadow Force, and Shadow Force is super annoying to play around. It's basically, if you don't know what it does, it's a 2-turn move where they vanish one turn, and then they come back the second turn, and it does like a crap ton of damage. I think it's like base 120 or something crazy like that, Ghost type. And it breaks through Protect, it breaks like all kinds of moves like Quick Guard and Wide Guard, does all kinds of stuff. And so I'm worried about that. So at this point, I think I was debating between, I know I'm going to protect Salamence, and I can't decide if I want to Gyro Ball or Leech Seed the Kangaskhan, and I really should have just Gyro Balled it. Don't know why. I think I went for a Leech Seed. I think I was worried about not being able to handle the Giratina properly. So I thought, if I can just let, I think I was thinking if I Leech Seed the Kangaskhan, the Giratina will Shadow Force. Next turn it comes back, hits whoever, I can get it with a Leech Seed, and at that point Ferrothorn can win me the game. Yes, that's what I was thinking. But she actually goes for a Tailwind and completely screws up my plan altogether. So now basically I have to let Salamence go down, and also, well, you see what's about to happen now, but I missed the Leech Seed. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I've got Thundurus in the back, I've got Kyogre, I know Ice Beam will do a ton of damage to the Giratina because it's a dragon, it's part dragon type, and at this point I'm like, you know what, if I had just gone for Gyro Ball the turn before, this Kangaskhan would be in knockout range for another Gyro Ball, so I should have just done that. So that was probably a silly play in hindsight, but not the end of the world. Again, this match wasn't that important, we're just having fun. And the Ice Punch comes out, and I'm thinking, Danny, what's with all the Ice-type attacks? Like, seriously, girl? You're killing me here. Like, are you that worried about dragons? So at this point, I think she goes for a Shadow Force, which is one of the coolest animations for a move. Like, that's terrifying. And I think it'd be funny to see Smeargle use that. Yeah, so I go for a Gyro Ball. It does over half, like I know it will. And at this point, I'm thinking the Kangaskhan will be gone if I just Gyro Balled it. So yeah, just go for a Thunder Wave. And at this point, okay, so here's the weakness with Shadow Force. It's really cool that it hits behind Protect, and that, you know, it gives you invulnerability for a turn. But if you have something slower like Ferrothorn, then I can just wait for it to come back, take the hit, and then do whatever I want. And you, like, the Shadow Force user cannot protect the turn, like that turn it comes back. So I'm free to when she finishes her attack to just set up a Leech Seed on it. And there's really nothing she can do about it. So in that regard, that's probably the one weakness to it. So that's what I was playing off of. And then I thought, you know, that's probably like her only attacking move. She's probably got like Tailwind, I don't know, maybe like Will-O-Wisp or something else. And then Shadow Force is probably the only attacking move. Maybe she has Draco Meteor, but I'm not really worried about that with Kyogre and Ferrothorn. So Shadow Force is really the only attack I'm worried about. And so the idea that she's going to keep using Shadow Force, if I get Leech Seed up, now every time she wants to attack one time, I get 2 turns of leftovers and Leech Seed on Ferrothorn. So basically that wins me the game. And at this point, I go for a Thunder Wave on the Kangaskhan just because I know she's got turns of Tailwind left, and I know she can just Double Edge or whatever my Thunder is to let it go down. But I'm thinking she might realize how much of a problem Ferrothorn is, and she might want to low kick it. So at this point, I need the Leech Seed on the Giratina, so I have to go for it. I can't protect Ferrothorn either way, because even if she attacks into it, like Ferrothorn's going to take the hit anyways. And I gotta prevent this low kick. So this Thunder Wave is literally like a last ditch effort to prevent the low kick, but she gets it off anyways. But I know I can take it, but it's just more damage than I'd like to take onto my poor little Ferrothorn. So yeah. So at this point, if she had Shadow Force into Ferrothorn, we might have been in a bit of trouble. But she ends up actually Shadow Forcing into Thundurus. So Thundurus is gone, which is not the worst thing in the world. It actually kind of helps me a little bit. And oh no, sorry, no, I didn't go for a Gyro. No, sorry, I wanted to get rid of the Kangaskhan. Okay, but at this point, at this point, I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, all I have to do is Leech Seed the Giratina, and I win pretty much because I've got a full health Kyogre in the back with Ice Beam, and it's just gonna destroy this thing. So I'm assuming she's going to Shadow Force the Kyogre to try and take it out. Because offensively, my Ferrothorn doesn't really do anything to the Giratina. But, you know, again, offensively, it doesn't really do anything to Ferrothorn either if I can get enough health back. So I know she's going to go for the Shadow Force. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. So I think I just at least Ice Beam Leech Seed just, you know, for the heck of it. And then, you know, let myself get Leech Seed, and you see Ferrothorn has gone from like full health to low health to like half health again. So her Tailwind's gone, which doesn't really matter. But she goes for the Shadow Force into Kyogre, and I just do the same play. I Ice Beam Leech Seed, because even if everything went horribly wrong and I missed the Leech Seed, you know, it's not the end of the world. Ferrothorn can just hit it with a Gyro Ball, and even if she knocks me out with Shadow Force, she probably goes down to Iron Barbs, and then I win the game anyways. So yeah, so Ferrothorn again pulling the team. Ferrothorn just does so much work. I love Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, I love you. You're my boo. You're my boo thing. I seriously, like, I've never really used Ferrothorn before in VGC that much, but I gotta tell you, I love this thing. It's great. So yeah, again, you know, at this point, I just Ice Beam, Gyro Ball, just try and hit it for some damage. There's really nothing else to do. And look at Ferrothorn. Like, see, with her Shadow Force in, what, one turn? Or sorry, yeah, one rotation of Shadow Force between Leech Seed and leftovers, like, I'm going to be at full health again next turn, pretty much. So, that's, like, the big disadvantage to it. But, again, it does do a ton of damage. I don't know what kind of investment that is, but, you know, 2-hit KOing Kyogre is, like, with anything, really, that's powerful. So yeah, I just go for the gyro ball and knock out her Giratina, and at this point I'm 4-0 and I'm into the top cut of 4, and I'm ready to go. Oh, not again. Ready to go in and yeah, just do my best. So I was very happy that I got top 4 because, you know, that's 72 points and it really helps me. And so I was just excited and trying to stay calm and you know, keep my head together. So yeah, if you like it, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll bring you back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, I'll bring you back tomorrow for my round, or my top 4 match against Jackson Hambrick, I believe. Yeah, so see you then.